So what does Trevor shop for when he's grocery shopping? Well, let's take a look. Milk, bananas, watermelon, carrots. This thing is a papaya, tomatoes, tuna, dry roasted peanuts, and I don't like salt, so there you go. No salt. Most of this, all but this, came from the outside aisles. I'm just kind of more walking through the aisles than anything, with a rattly front wheel. Yeah, I'm out jogging, running to the grocery store, running back. So when I say I'm going to be running to the grocery store, I run to the grocery store. I used to bike to the grocery store. Sometimes I would walk to the grocery store. It depended when. You know, you gotta keep you moving. You know, we don't always have to take a car, and I think taking a car is kind of a... Boy, I got really curly hair, don't I? Trying... You know, we can get our exercise is just commuting. You know, leaving the vehicles at home and just moving along as we would. Oh, what do I need here? I mean, I've been living this way since I sold my car, and that was 2000. 17 years later, here I am, still at it, still moving. I think it came back from the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. I read a bit of that when I was younger, and even when I was a little older. Not so many wrinkles though back then. But in that kind of physical activity, Bruce Lee was the most awesome fitness person ever, arguably. You know, I wouldn't argue it. But I don't know why they say arguably. I wouldn't argue it. Anybody that he knew wouldn't argue it. But he said, you know, why drive and park the closest to a shopping mall entrance? Why don't you park at the other end of the entrance and walk? You know, instead of taking an elevator, why not take the stairs? You know, it's the same thing, going to a grocery store. I'll tell you a story because it used to be funny. I would go to a cashier, and I'll give you a case scenario because it's halfway across Canada, so whichever way I was coming from, it was far. Thunder Bay, Ontario, I went into the grocery store to pick up some supplies, and I go to the cashier, you know, ask her a simple question as she's working through the till, swiping through my things and just making conversation. I was, how many people do you think walked in here today? She goes, oh, I would think everybody did. You know, somebody in a wheelchair? No, I don't think I've seen somebody today. Okay. So they all walked in here. Well, how many do you think walked in from their cars? Well, they all would have walked in from their cars. Well, would some of them walk from their house? Oh yeah. I guess they would. Some would walk from their house. Well, how about from the other end of town? Well, I wouldn't think at all too many people would be walking from the other end of town. You know, well, how about from outside the province walked in here? Oh no, I wouldn't think anybody would. Well, how about from Vancouver in here? No, nobody would. And I did this. And she goes, you walked from Vancouver? Yeah, that's my trailer out there. Wow, and then all of a sudden all the cashiers' heads turn around the tills and everybody around there like, whoa, you know. All that walking and the hiking and the biking and everything, I was told when I was a teen that in my mid-30s, and I apologize for all the backwards letters, that's just what the camera does when you switch it around. But when I was back in my teens, the doctor said I'd be crippling up in my 30s. And here I was in my mid-30s telling stories like that. But I was heading, like I say, year 2000, I was starting to feel some effects. To knee not feeling right, ankles not feeling right. It was happening. I was crippling up. I got moving. I sold my car and I bought a bike. And a lot of people said, "You're crazy. How are you going to be getting back and forth for work, and even through winter?" I'm going to tell you one thing. The people that said I'd have a hard time getting to work in winter, well, let me just say, during those snowstorms, even with the bike, I made it to work every day. Even in a snowstorm, I was not calling late. But believe me, the ones that said it's going to be difficult for me, they're the ones that were showing up late or not even showing up for work at all during those heavy snowfall days. So there you go. So a little goes a long way. If you alter your daily routine and go beyond what you can believe you're capable of, you will go beyond where you could even imagine. So from basically jogging to the grocery store, which I did, jogging back home with the groceries, which I'm gonna, that's preparing me for a massive journey across Canada and back. And believe me, I will be jogging to the grocery stores and maybe crawling into them at points. But this right here, all of this, and yes, I am going to get some yogurt. That's what I stopped for here, because that's nice. I think I'll find a good cheap one. But this is the stuff that is going to build me up and create just the kind of person I need to do what I want to accomplish. And the more you move around grocery stores, the more you're going to be able to move around the country and move all the people that are there around you. Anyways, take care, folks. I'm grabbing some yogurt.